Alright, it is exactly 11 minutes on top of the hour, 1 p.m. Thank you so much for choosing and making Pepeta TV 1 p.m. news bulletins to be your favorite source of news. We surely do not take that for granted. Good afternoon. Welcome to our 1 p.m. news bulletins. My name is Chacha Tobias, and join me from the beginning of this broadcast to the end of this broadcast. And this afternoon we have quite a lot of lineup for you, including the recent recruitment of At Last. Now, the long-awaited police recruitment exercise, which kicked off yesterday, where thousands of hopefuls showed up in anticipation of filling the required slots. However, tens of hopefuls were turned away for not meeting the requirements, including an educational qualification of D+ and above, or failing the height requirement. Inspector General of Police Douglas Kanja reported that the exercise had no major incidents and that the selected recruits will proceed for training.
Kila siku natolewa wakisema mimi ni mfupi. Kwa nini? Mimi nimeona mapolisi kama mimi wafupi. Hao watu hata saizi niko sure hawajazi namba yenye nafaa kuchukuliwa kazi. Lakini mimi niko hapa, niko qualified na wananinyima.
Nimekubali sina discharge. Tena nikaingia kwa line ya raia kama sasa raia juu niko qualified kwa crate. Akakuja akanitoa tena. Akanitoa kwa kiwanja. Sasa mimi sioni makosa hii recruitment, sioni kama ni fair.
Hata at least waandike watu zaidi ya 50. Ndio hata kila mtu iko at least ndio kila nini ndio kila kaunti iko at least wapate watu wengi.
Huwa nafanya vibarua zangu, so huko tu ndo nitarudi tu, like kama nitaangukia nyota fund pia inaweza nisaidia kujijenga kima projects and what have you.
Away from that is that Kahawa Law Court will on Wednesday tomorrow rule on an application by the anti-terror police unit seeking to detain advocate Chacha Tobias for 20 days pending investigation in terror-related charges. Tobias was arrested in Mombasa after investigations linked him to the facilitation of terror acts and offering services to terrorist organizations. Chacha's legal team has denied the allegations, saying representation of terror suspect is not a criminal.
Said two redacted numbers were already linked through investigations to a Binance account associated with an individual designated as a designated terrorist entity by not Kenya but the United Nations Security Council.
All these advocates will run away because if they represent anyone associated with the terrorism, the next day they will not be in the back, they will be where Mr. Chacha is. Your Honor, this court has an obligation to protect the legal fraternity.
In this application, which is around 7 pages, they have not documented any reason whatsoever for the court to consider why they were not able to complete their investigation in time.
I want to give myself sufficient time to go through the authorities, the application, and everything, and deliver a ruling. And therefore, we will convene back here in court for the ruling on Wednesday, 19th of November.
Moving on, campaigns in Mbeere North has intensified as former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua and his successor Professor Kithure Kindiki engage in a popularity contest. The two traverse the constituents to woo voters and flex muscle to show who truly control the Mount Kenya voter.
Mimi najua mumeamua kuchagua Karizi, ndio? Kasongo na Karida wanasema wataiba kura yenu. Mimi nimekuja kusaidia nyinyi kulinda kura ya watu ya Momenje. Na mimi Rigiji mtoto ya Maumau, nitakaa hapa mpaka Kariz atangazwe kama mjumbe wa Mbeere North.
Mkiwaona weka safe distance. Mnakumbuka wakati wa corona? Vile tulikuwa weka safe distance. Kasongo na Mutu na watu wake ukiwaona kanyanga nini?
Sio kukuja kuturengia hapa na kutuambia si vile uko na nguvu. Wewe na kuambia kwamba tumefika hapa chuma chako kiko motoni, do what you can do, and be ready for you, and we are ready for you, my friend.
Still on matters politics, battle for Kariobangi ward, still on by-election campaigns. A section of ODM leaders camped in Kariobangi North ward to drum up support for the party's candidate Michael Ouma, led by the party chairperson Gladys Wanga. The leaders urged the Independent Electoral and Boundaries Commission to ensure efforts a free, fair and transparent election.
Wametusi baba wakati alikuwa hai, na kuna wale bado wanamtusi hata wakati amekufa, bado wanafanya nini? Wanamtusi. Na ndio tuheshimishe baba, tumuonyeshe heshima kubwa, ni kupigia kura Michael Ouma Majua.
ODCC, ACC waachie uwanja uhuru, si kweli? Tupange siasa wa ODM, watu wa DCP wapange yao na UDA wapange yao, bila serikali kufanya nini? Kuingilia. Tuko kwa broad-based government, hapo ndio baba alituacha. Wale mawaziri wetu wako kwa broad-based, wasikuwe na wasiwasi, wafanye kazi.
We must remember, while we are in broad-based, watoto wetu waende polisi. While we are in broad-based, wapate kazi zingine. That is what baba wanted. Hakusema watu waangaike. Na wale ambao wanasema ya kwamba ODM itasambaratika, tunawaambia mtangoja sana. Mtangoja sana. Sisi kama viongozi na wanachungwa tutaketi pamoja, tutakubaliana kwa kila jambo, na tutahakikisha ya kwamba ODM iko na nguvu zaidi.
That news brings us to our first commercial break here at Pepeta TV 1 PM News Bulletin. Please don't go too far. We will be back with more news in details.
Fanto vaitore ciye ichi tariki 22 mweri wa 11 mwaka gono ku nyumba ya Embassy Thika Road barambere kiriga Felix Muita umusubi wa bakamona nyamokori kinyangi chihwena kisambara toka kyoboke ichi tariki 22 the Embassy ntolete bya baguru baibange bamahe bana bagoteta abarero nkabere bakorara nyore batokere mu byara urukungoro nonoro kange tanya hukingende mone umusacha racha kuya chombaringa katana gento nyore onde atetomokari abakyumutumba nkera monta gusararagero motera nkuri yore ngibintu aragutia sabyanga gotoka ronde kware basacha ngote tole umukari nyakwenya tali umurogi abo murogi sukare wakamuhaye bora agwita soki atanga gukura omona wane wanganora kweri nageye ndabatebi go bosani baba murano ubuya oracha kwerorenge gukia rosoho abo mumuro mosani orara oratebiga hano nanyorora kora masani henga ko basacha abasacha n'abantu bamongo hano mokali yako n'abamura bagusika ngo tebirihira urindande kukubura basani bono nobo ukagenda gukorunde ora mokali ali buhita imwemera witungu ondara ibara tunja ondara ibara kwerwa ubutani bumurambuya ibure ko babora etabora chakogoto mosachu rusikorobo moka oganya bonga kwira gosego kya ronde omosacho kaba motambi somanyira gosemye na wiki okaba mwenye somanyira kobanga mohancho atakengi tiketi ya mapema uchagucha tosangi byakorya iri tungu na amaiba ko gaba kurya ko noti muhungate inye isano muhungati ibere inye imuisato
Welcome back from that short commercial break, and moving on, fresh cracks are now emerging in the ODM party over the illegality of installation of Siaya Senator Dr. Obura Odinga as the acting ODM party leader, and some leaders are contesting the alleged confirmations and swearing in of Obura as party leader, which took place in Mombasa last Thursday, saying the decision was a preserve of the party's top decision-making organ, National Delegate Convention, and now the National Governing Council reports that the party constitution, the broad-based government, and the 2027 election are standing out as the flashpoint in ODM as difference continues to widen.
We need to go back to the people and have an NDC and see who the people want to pick.
Ninamwambia hiyo mtoto yangu tutaongea na yeye kinyumbani.
The NGC is the executive wing of the NDC, because it is known that to convene an NDC is a very, very huge exercise. So now that the NGC has ratified these officers, including our party leader, we are formally and properly in office.
And away from politics now, key witness in the manslaughter case of Lucy Wamboi, a Kenyan lady who died under mysterious circumstances after undergoing cosmetic surgery as body and design, took to the dock with chilling accounts on how Wamboi met her death. And still in the corridor of justice, the hearing of the Albert Ojwang case has been set to begin on 12th January 2026.
I checked on her and she was saying she's feeling pain on her tummy.
Those bed sheets, what did you see on those bed sheets?
There was blood and urine mixed together and like some toilet coming out.
Okay. So there was... If you don't...
I know perforation. Perforation is making holes.
Sorry?
Family of John Okoth Ogutu, a Kenyan teacher who was killed in Tanzania on October 29th, is complaining of frustration from Tanzanian authorities in their pursuit to trace his remains for repatriation and burial. And the family says the long wait is taking too a toll on his aging mother and appeal to the Minister of Foreign Affairs to intervene. Human rights organizations have called for the resignation of Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu, accusing her of committing atrocities, and urged the ICC to indict her.
It is very frustrating when we see both two governments taking us round. We've been to the Embassy of Tanzania several times, and the answers that we get from there really ni majibu ambayo yanavunja moyo sana. The government should do something, you know.
Serikali ya Kenya na serikali ya Tanzania waungane wawe kitu kimoja ili watuletee mwili tupate kuzika. Samia Suluhu akinukulu Bible. Nami pia nitamwambia aende katika Biblia ambapo alinukuu, akasome kitabu cha Waebrania 10:26 hadi 30. Na Mungu peke yake ndio ana haki ya kutoa uhai wa binadamu.
Hatutafanya mifano ya kuzika. Kitu yenye tunataka mwili ya ndugu yetu, hata kama itatuchukua miaka 10, lazima tuzike Okoth.
Samia Suluhu aweze kukubali kutoka mamlakani ili tuweze kuhakikisha kwamba amechunguzwa kikamilifu, na tunaitaka koti ya kimataifa iweze kuingilia kati.
The EAC, AU and SADC must urgently intervene to restore normalcy and human rights observance by, among other things, brokering an inclusive interim administration and a truth and justice mechanism.
It is very
And of course, that news brings us to the end of our broadcast here at Pepeta TV 1 PM News Bulletins. Thank you so much for staying tuned from the beginning of this broadcast to the end. We sure do not take that for granted. And for those news in details, make sure that you follow all our social media platforms on Facebook, on Instagram, on YouTube, and on X at Pepeta TV. I have been your host, Chacha Tobias, and I wish you a lovely day. Goodbye.